Boom Nights is the debut album from Glove, who I am so happy to have join us. Thank you for your time. I've been really looking forward to this. Welcome to San Francisco as well. I believe this is your first time here, right?
First time, yes, correct.
And thoughts so far? Have you been able to look at the bridge and things like that?
Yes, we already did that today.
Yeah.
We had a very nice view of some seals.
Oh, nice.
Very beautiful.
Your history is interesting because Tampa, Florida is not the first place that one would think this type of music or a band would be inspired or informed by this type of music. So, Rod, I understand that you were kind of the catalyst for all this.
A little bit, I guess we all are, but yes, I mean, I think that even us think the same as you. Tampa's not a place where this kind of music come from, but I guess, nowadays with the internet, you can really do this anywhere. It's not like back in the day, I feel like you had to find from record stores or being in New York to see bands or anything like that, so, yeah.
Now, this is an interesting band too because of the fact that, okay, you said I want to create something interesting, and then Michelle and Bree weren't really the classically trained musicians or had the history of the musical flexibility to just play anything and whatnot, right? So for you two, explain your musical trajectory and how things...
We had the will. I think that was like the most important,
And just like the space to do it. I feel like they opened up the doors for us to kind of just like relax and explore. So we were able to just kind of like hold a note for the first couple weeks and just twist some knobs or play just like a simple beat. And that was like kind of the beginning. And then we just kind of just kept practicing from there.
Now, were you in bands before? Did you have any musical experience?
Rod and I were in a project before Glove, and that's where I learned how to play. Besides that, I had never picked up drumsticks before. Like, I took piano lessons as a kid, but I hated it then. So, I don't know, just him giving me the opportunity to learn and have like the patience is like what opened the door.
Yeah, that was kind of the same for me. I had done some photography and video for their previous band, so that's kind of how I met them. But other than that, I like kind of did some beats on SoundCloud and Ableton, but nothing like playing or anything. So this was like, my first band.
And with the style of music that's informed by such a rich history, was there a lot of schooling involved? How did you go about creating this type of sound that has a foundation already?
The school of late night YouTube.
The school of YouTube.
The school of YouTube.
I mean, we're still learning so much. It's hard to say. I feel like every few months we're adding something to it or finding out about something that we don't know how to use it, but we're learning as we go, kind of thing. I mean, none of us were synthesis people before this band. I mean, we've had small synths and stuff, but I feel like this is the first project that we've had quite a few more pieces of gear on stage and on the recordings as well, like a way broader aspect of things. But I mean, it's just kind of, we have this thing just learning as you go, sort of,
It's like giving a child a new toy and seeing what they do with it. That's kind of where we're at.
I feel like we're pretty ambitious with our goals and our visions, and then time just kind of catches up to that.
From a layman's point of view, they listen to it and there are ethos of Joy Division and that period of time when Susie and the Banshees was big, The Cure even to an extent. But I played your music once. I was in the car with a friend. He's like, man, this sounds like an amalgamation of, all that stuff, but then Ladytron is in there too. I hear all these different sounds, right? Were you fans of Joy Division?
Yes.
Of course, yes.
I think that was one of the first questions I asked Justin when he was coming in the band. We were like, we like Joy Division, New Order, I mean, all that stuff. We were huge fans of Devo and, a lot of American bands that were doing similar things, but I'd say not as dark, like the Cars, stuff like that.
And we also like more modern things like Daft Punk. Like, we've been raised through like the 90s and like early 2000s, so I feel like there's
The
part
Kills,
of that like modern stuff in
for
it
sure.
too.
Yeah.
And when growing up in Tampa, I assume, Were there clubs? Was there a scene? Because when I hear your music, I think, oh wow, I remember going to some random club in Austin, Texas called Elysium that plays this kind of music on a Sunday night. Were you?
I mean, there's one club in Tampa we like to go to. It's called the Castle. The Castle.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, if you know, you know, kind of thing.
It's not a live venue.
Yeah, it's not a live venue.
They
Right.
had like 80s night and like goth night and.
Yeah, and just like the decor and the atmosphere is like really cool, and
A literal castle.
yeah, it's truly like a castle
Going
goth
there
club.
since I was 17, so I feel like that helped formed a lot
Yeah,
of us.
I think
as
that's
well.
just like the space for all the weirdos to go to because there's not many scenes or different other clubs like that. So
Other than the goth scene and the club scene, you know, there was never like venues I feel like that curated this kind of music, other than just, well, you know, regular venues around. But I think when we formed, we went on tour like right away. We played a couple of shows in town, and then we went on a tour. Like it was really like that. It wasn't.
I mean, especially in the beginning, I feel like we did say like we wouldn't be able to start this project if we lived anywhere else, just because like Tampa at the time was like relatively cheap, and we were kind of bored, and we just had like enough time and resources to just like kind of do what we wanted to do. Like, and I guess living in New York or other places, you would have to like work a lot, and we just wanted to like go on tour immediately. So we were just like, all right, let's save our pennies and get on the road with our $2,000 van. Oh, excuse my language.
Absolutely.
But to go on tour so early without having established a rhythm, a sound, so that you can just go and play is very interesting. It's again part of how you formed the band. It's just like, hey, Michelle, come on, let's go do something. Was there hesitation, or what was the thought in terms of, let's go out on the road?
I just wanted to get out. I mean, we've all I've been in other bands before and on tour and whatnot. So I think between all of us in the East Coast especially, we had quite a few friends that they trusted us enough to book us without any music really, you know, and book a good local band so people would come to the show. It took us a while to release stuff. We did some songs really early on, but it was like one song. We toured with 2 songs forever, for like 2 years.
So it is possible to just tour with 2
Yeah,
singles out.
absolutely.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I used to do like the DIY booking for us, our like previous projects. So we kind of had like those connections, and like we're ready to. As soon as we started this project, we were just ready to go and like just hit up friends and just went with it.
And was the sound of Glove already established at that point that we hear today?
No, I don't think so, no. We were a band for about a year before Justin came in the band. I think once he came in, we had a clearer vision of what we wanted to do. There was definitely thoughts of things that we wanted to achieve, you know, musically speaking, but we definitely weren't there yet at the time. I think we just worked on it a little harder. But it was also a learning curve, just getting out, going on the road, and like I said earlier, learning how to use these things live in a situation of, you know, you're showing up at the gig and setting it up, and synthesizers break all the time. There's always problems for some reason. I mean, it's a lot of patching and stuff like that. So, but yeah.
So it must have been really interesting to get into the studio to record the album.
Yes,
Well, the
very much
first
so.
day we went to the studio, our producer wanted to do like the hardest song for us, and we were like, no, let's save that song till we're a little bit more comfortable. And he's like, no, this is the one, which is like Mirror Image, and it's just funny looking back now, because I don't know, I feel like
It was the song that was the closest to our hearts, I feel like. So it was kind of hard to start right off the bat.
yeah,
with
it's
that.
like we were
It was
already
like,
a little intimidated, and then we're going out with like our biggest or like our best favorite song.
We just talked about how you started off on live stages. You played Lollapalooza, and you're going to embark on a tour with Jack White. Which congratulations!
Thank you.
How
Thank
did
you.
How did he find you?
We played at Third Man Records in Nashville a few months ago, and had a really great show. I think it was a sold-out show, and some of the crews, you know, in the record label saw us. They were definitely there, and and then I think got in contact with our management, and that worked out really cool because that was definitely a thing that we wanted to do, I think. So even though it's only 3 shows, but it means a
Super
lot.
excited about those 3
Hey,
shows.
one show.
We'll take it
Yes,
every day.
yeah, we
it's
I
gonna
just
be
say the
great.
same thing. Yes, absolutely.
Well, congratulations on this album release.
Thank you.
All the nice words being written about you. Like I said, I'm a big fan. And best of luck with everything.
Absolutely. Thank
you
you.
so
Thank you so
much.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you
It
for
is
having
Glove,
us.
and you're watching B-Sides.